National Disability Employment Month, too.
I can't remember that much.
Okay. I doubt that.
You good? You ready?
By the way, how's your son?
He's doing
The
well.
baseball player.
He's doing well. He's doing well. The season is over now.
Right.
All right, I want to get started. I appreciate everyone coming here today, along with my colleague Tom Suozzi, and I welcome John Cronin and Mark Cronin. You're going to hear from them in a little bit. But today we're here in recognition of Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Each year, over 6,000 babies are born with Down syndrome. It's important that we focus not just on the disease, but about the incredible talent and resilience in the Down syndrome community. That is why I'm proud, along with my colleague here, Congressman Suozzi, to announce that this morning we introduced a House resolution supporting the designation of October as Down Syndrome Awareness Month. This resolution is a symbol of our commitment to supporting the Down syndrome community, and we hope our colleagues from both sides of the aisle jump on board. There are many misconceptions about people with Down syndrome. One of them, probably the biggest one, being that they can't be productive members of society. That is simply untrue, and John is living proof of that. If you don't know, many of you don't, John is the co-founder of his own business, John's Crazy Socks, which he runs with his father, Mark. I'm actually wearing a pair of his socks right now. These are the Unity socks that John and his father made. They'll probably tell you about them in a little bit. But he doesn't let Down syndrome define him. In fact, he's dedicated his life to helping other people like him find employment. Over 50% of his workforce at John's Crazy Socks is differently abled. The current unemployment rate for people with disabilities is 12.6%, but it doesn't have to be this way. John's Crazy Socks is a shining example of how hiring people with disabilities can benefit both the differently abled and the business community. They've been working hard to spread this message, John and Mark. I'm going to let them speak. I'm just here to say that I am with them 100%. And now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Congressman Tom Suozzi, to say a few words.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. So I want to thank John for coming here today, and your dad. Thanks so much for coming today, Mark, as co-founders. I think Mark is the president, and John is the chief happiness officer, because his mission at his job is what?
Spreading happiness.
To spread happiness, and that's what he does all the time. And I've worked with these folks for a while now, and I have a pair of these socks also. I didn't think to wear them today, Andrew, but these are Unity socks. They're trying to get Democrats and Republicans to try and work together, and that's what we're trying to do here today, is try and find common ground on things. So, John, you're bringing us together today, and we appreciate it, and we're happy to be celebrating National Down Syndrome Awareness Month. And we thank you for coming down here and helping us. We congratulate you on your business. And I've been over to John's Crazy Socks before, and as my colleague pointed out, half the employees there are differently abled people. And it's an effective business, and they get as much as possible in productivity from people with different abilities working together to make a profitable company. So other people can do that as well. And so it's just a matter of putting in the effort. Everybody's got different characteristics. Some people have brown hair, some people have blonde hair, some people have no hair. But we've all got different characteristics, and some characteristics of John Cronin is that he's a wonderful guy and a happy person, and he tries to spread happiness with other people. So thanks so much for coming down here today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now we'll introduce John and Mark Cronin.
You want to introduce us, pal?
Yeah, Dad.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is John, and my partner, my dad's Mark. We are John's Crazy Socks.
What's our mission?
Our mission is spreading happiness.
And you have Down syndrome, right?
I do.
What do you say about Down syndrome?
I have Down syndrome. Down syndrome never hold me back.
No, it does not, right? And we really want to thank Congressman Suozzi and Garbarino, because even when the cameras aren't there, they've been to our office. They understand what people with different abilities can do. I know they're advocating here on Capitol Hill to introduce and support legislation that would further the rights of people with different abilities. We have a simple message. Today, our country is facing a labor shortage. We hear all the time, you hear it from business owners, I can't find enough good employees. At the same time, we have an unemployment rate which is way too high among people with different abilities. There's your answer. What do you say? People with different abilities are ready,
Are you ready, willing, able to work?
right? The answer is focus on what people can do, not what they can't do. Don't be blinded by a person's limitations. Be awed by their possibilities. And what we're always driving to businesses, hiring people with differing abilities is not altruism. It's good business. So we appreciate what Congressman Suozzi and Congressman Garbarino are doing to call attention to what people with Down syndrome and all people with differing abilities can do. It's not that they're waiting for our help as much as they're waiting to help us, and we need them. So thank you very much. Let's go out and employ some more people.
Great job.
Thank
Very
you
good.
so
Good
much.
job, both of you. Thank you. Okay, does anybody want to ask any questions?
What type of legislation or other initiatives can Congress do to help businesses that want to employ people with differing abilities?
Well, I can answer a little bit on this. One, in fact, Congressman Suozzi, sure, Congressman Suozzi helped introduce this. There are ABLE accounts, which are special accounts that a person, savings accounts that a person with a disability can put money into, and it's shielded from SSI and benefit calculations. Well, as an employer, I can make a pre-tax contribution to our colleagues' 401k. But you can't do that to an ABLE account. So Congressman Suozzi has introduced bipartisan legislation that would allow employers to make pre-tax contributions to ABLE accounts, and that will both benefit employees and employers because it'll help you attract and retain workers. That's a key piece of legislation. There's a second key. Today, upwards of 200,000 people with a disability are paid less than minimum wage because the Fair Labor Standard Act of 1938, I'll get into the weeds, Section 14C allows employers to apply for a permit to pay people with disabilities less than minimum wage. In 1938, John, if he survived, would have been institutionalized. Now, he runs the world's largest sock store. The world has changed, and we need that legislation to change to guarantee everybody the minimum wage. And there is legislation, a transition to full employment, which would provide some funds for those organizations still paying people less than minimum wage to transition workers out. So those are two essential pieces of legislation that would benefit people with differing abilities and benefit employers and the economy.
And there are other pieces of legislation that apply not to people, just to people with differing abilities, but to people that are generally hard to employ. And there are a lot more hard to employ people these days, as the definition goes, since COVID. Before COVID, 5% of the employees in our country were hard to employ. Now about 40% of our employees are hard to employ. And there's a work opportunity tax credit where employers who hire people that are hard to employ can actually get a subsidy from the federal government.
Right? We can share, as an employer, the benefits of hiring people with differing abilities do not accrue only to the people with differing abilities. Everybody benefits. Morale is up, productivity is up, retention is up, and it helps us recruit. Everybody wins. I have never heard an employer say, oh, we hired people with differing abilities, and now we regret doing that. Once you do it, you realize how beneficial it is to your business and how it gives you a competitive advantage.
This is your socks again?
You want to go show your socks?
Yeah, come
You're
on,
wearing
he's
the
got
same ones, right?
Come on, you want to?
Go over there.
Why
Sam.
did I bring my socks
Yeah,
today?
you want to?
Well, you can sit down and put some on.
There we go.
The sock tycoon and the congressman.
They're great. The Unity socks. We want to get them to everybody in Congress so they can start working together, Republicans and Democrats.
Okay.
Right? And, you know, we're grateful because here's what happened, right? John was graduating high school and found no meaningful work. but he's a natural entrepreneur. He said, if I don't see a job I want, what are you going to do?
I said, I want to create one, I want to make one.
And you told me what?
I said, I want to go into business with my dad, and I have a nice father-son business together.
And whose idea was it to sell socks?
I did. This is my idea. I want to sell Christian socks. Why socks? It's fun. It's colorful. It's creative. I will always let me be me. I want Christian socks my whole life.
So this entrepreneur, what we opened in December 2016, now has grown a business to create 31 jobs, 21 of which are held by people with differing abilities. Giving back is baked into what you do. You've donated over $450,000 to charity partners, and here's a really cool thing. John has donated over $100,000 to the Special Olympics, and why is that so cool?
I am best Olympic athlete.
Right? And this little idea has now led to shipping 360,000 packages to 88 different countries. Right? We're a couple knuckleheads selling socks, and all we want to do is change the world.
Change the world, Dad.
Right? And
Very
we thank
good.
you guys
Great job, guys.
because
Great job, John.
they're standing
you
up
so
for small
much.
Nice to
businesses
see you
like
again.
ours and for people with different abilities.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
All right?
Good job.
That was good. Thanks.
Very
Okay,
good.
buddy?
Yes, Dad.